Hello, folks. We're back on FightCast, and I'm your announcer, Darion Terry here, bringing you all the great fight facts that are actually going on around the world today. I typically try to go ahead and focus on the UFC here as of right now, so we can go ahead and get down to the nitty-gritty. What has been happening? As you guys already know, the huge showcase is over, basically, with Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. It turned out to actually be a pretty good fight. 10 rounds was more than a lot of people were expecting altogether. Okay. I thought that Conor would get destroyed, but he actually showed a lot of grit, a lot of true grit, the name of the movie. And things did actually go his way. I mean, it was he won a couple rounds. He won the first 3 rounds on a lot of people's eyes on two of the judges' scorecards. He won 2 of those rounds basically. And so if you were to look at things like that, I mean, he actually did average well. I mean, he did a good job for himself, and it's just one of those things. Like it was very strange watching him out there because he was so pity patty. I mean, it was like more of those things where you wouldn't think that he would be like as pity patty as he was. You would think he would be like extremely like on it or something, like really hardcore punches, like fucking trying to go ahead and knock him out at all times. Going with his left, always using his left, always trying to set up the left. That never happened. I didn't see him try to really set up his left once. I don't know, but I mean, obviously he's going against the greatest fighter of all time, greatest boxer of all time, so it's going to be pretty hard for him to set up his left. But I just thought that he was going to really try to set it up a little bit more than what he did. I never really saw a good setup. I never really saw a good left hook. I never saw a good left straight. The only thing I saw hit flush was an uppercut inside the first round, and it really wasn't flush. There was actually being blocked at the same time, so it didn't go ahead and hit with full impact. So I don't know exactly like what I mean. I would have been trying to set that shit up the whole time, but I just don't think that he found enough openings. I just don't think that he found any openings. Basically, with Floyd's guard, it was very complicated. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's 49-0 for a reason. I mean, he's not going to leave very many holes. He's the best defensive fighter that ever lived, and that's not even arguably. It really is. Okay, you could go ahead and have it be an argument over if he is the best fighter in boxing that ever lived, but there's no argument that he's the best defensive fighter that ever lived. And so, yeah, it's very hard to go ahead and set up anything against guys like that, a guy like that, someone that is the best defensive boxer that ever lived. And so, but hats off to him. Who would do that? Who would go in the ring with someone that's 49-0 and you've never boxed before professionally? Who would do that? I mean, like literally, I mean, it's just not. It just doesn't seem politically correct. It doesn't seem any kind of correct. It doesn't seem sports professionally correct. It doesn't. It just seems weird. But anyways, um, going into detail here, we're gonna go ahead and go after that. Obviously, you guys went ahead and saw that the Demetrius Johnson fight did not go as planned. Obviously, basically, his opponent was not able to go ahead and make weight, which is kind of weird. But the fight has been preset until October the 7th. Okay, October the 7th is going to go ahead and that should fall on a Saturday, I believe. But here's the great thing about this whole build up and stuff like that. After this, we'll be able to go ahead and see exactly what it showcases within all of this. Apparently, um, it's really weird to me. What I mean, what's weird to me is that what's his name? We have him set up for October 7th as of right now, and that's the bad part about it because he's so. That's the bad thing about it because he sucks so bad. I can't remember his name. He doesn't suck. He went out of mind. Yeah, one of the things. Yeah, out of mind, out of whatever. Because the fact is he couldn't make weight. But hold on, let me see here. This is Ray Borg. And you know what? Here's the thing about Ray Borg. I mean, he's young, like we were talking about before. I'm saying 24 years old. Has a lot of up and spring. But the thing is about guys like that is that he's not going to be someone that's going to be a world champion for a very long time, due to the fact is that he can't be consistent. Consistency is going to go ahead and be key if you want to go and be a champion. He can't consistently make weight. Obviously, that has everything to do with his weight cut, and has everything to do with the fact is that you're healthy when you weigh in on the scale the day before you actually compete against the greatest. Okay, so it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be strange to see exactly how this whole thing materializes. I think that Ray Borg. I mean, if we were to look at him like up and down, um, he really doesn't have a whole bunch to bring to Demetrius Johnson, except for youth and just pure sheer like grit. You know, like I mean, I don't. Let's take a look at this here. Let's take a look at his record. I really do want to take a look at Ray Borg's record, just so I can go ahead and be like, all right, let's see what's going on with this one, because I know that basically he's lost to people that Demetrius Johnson has already beat. All right, so he lost to Justin Scoggins. All right, now Justin Scoggins is definitely not a title contention contender. Okay, he's already lost to Justin Scoggins before. Let me see here. He has a win over Luis Smoka, which is it's a decent win. That was it was taken all 3 rounds there, and he has a win over basically Jesse Formiga. So he's beaten some formidable opponents. It's just not something where this guy has shown just this track record of making it to the champ. I mean, um, he's on a 2-fight win streak, and that's what got him to the champ itself. After his loss to Ray Scoggins, he beat Luis Smoka and Jesse Formiga. I don't know if beating Jesse or Formiga really earns you a title shot. I don't think that is really the case. That's the thing. That's the thing. When you're fighting at 125 pounds in a UFC, anything can earn you a title shot. That's the bad part about it, because it's just like basically being in the same bracket as 145 pounds women's weight class. All right, like if you were fighting, if you're in featherweight for women, there's really not a lot of competition there. Ronda's gone. Okay, she got destroyed. Also, you got Valentina Shevchenko, however you fucking say that name. She's over here. She's talking about dropping down now. Well, no, I mean, well, the 145 weight class. Okay, here's the thing. Amanda Nunes. Well, we're gonna go 135s for her. Okay, so let me reverse this. 135s is shallow weight class. 145s has hardly no one. Chris Cyborg. Okay, they had to pull someone from Invicta to fight her. Okay, that's basically how shallow 145 pounds is. All right. And the girl they pull is actually a girl I went to school with, so she's real cool. And yeah, she's actually a real cool lesbian too. Yeah. But anyways, you should check her out on her social media. So that's some really goofy stuff. Anyways, the thing is about it is that you're just not going to see a lot of competition. Basically, at these weight classes, there's not enough girls they could bring into the UFC roster that are actually going to make a dent. Okay, like literally, like especially if you have Chris Cyborg sitting at the top of the helm. Um, there's girls that literally back out instead of fighting her. They back the fuck out. They do not want that in their lives. Okay, it's that bad. It's that fucking bad. They do not want it. Okay, that's how old girl got her chance against Chris Cyborg because of the back out. I mean, it's literally it's really ridiculous if you go ahead and think about it. I look at things like this. If the weight class is deep enough, then we can do business. We can go ahead and say who's the best, who's this, who's that, and the other. Chris Cyborg is 5'8" at 145 pounds. She's a chick that looks manly as fuck. All right, and I mean, if you look at it, I mean, oh my gosh, I mean, she just is fucking stupendously good. 17-1 right now. The only fight that she lost was back in like 2006 or something. And the great thing, I mean, the great thing about this girl is that I just don't see her losing to anyone. Um, she's owned people. If you look at her resume, she only has knockouts from 2008 and all together. She has one unanimous decision. Otherwise than that, it's just all KOs. All she does is knock people out. Chris Cyborg is a fucking monster. If you ever seen her train YouTube or training videos, stupendous. It's like watching a dude on steroids the whole time. But not saying she's taking them, no pun intended. But yeah, that's really what's going down with that whole ordeal. So here's the great thing about it. We got some great fights coming up for you guys. I was actually going ahead and watching what unfolded on Saturday too. Oh, sorry, got a little brief code here. I was watching what unfolded on Saturday too. Basically with Rafael dos Anjos. Rafael dos Anjos, just Rafael dos Anjos is a monster, man. You know, when I look at Rafael dos Anjos and I look at his ability to his submissions, he's a black belt and Muay Thai on his feet. This dude is just a straight up monster, dude. And he just keeps getting better. Neil Magny didn't know what to do around one submission. Neil Magny ain't no bitch. Okay. I mean, and like this thing is about it is like when you go out there and make performances happen like that, it states a lot of things. And he's already been a former lightweight champion. I mean, we're only talking about to him. I mean, he was a 170 pounder in his mind. I think that Rafael dos Anjos, he's not. No one is big. No one is as big. No one looks as fucking big as Tyron Woodley. It's weird how he looks. I mean, seriously, 170 pounds. I don't weigh 170 pounds, and he looks bigger than me. Okay, like I weigh about a buck 90, and he looks bigger than me. All right, and that's the weird part about it. Now I ain't no like bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no bitch here. But at the same time though, he looks bigger than me at 170 pounds. And like weighed in the next day. It's so weird. It's so weird, you know, like what's up with this? And never pop for anything. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. Crazy thing about it. But crazy thing about it is great fight. You know, I think that he's actually gonna be coming for that title very soon. We're gonna see what the matchmakers go and think about that inside the UFC. We're gonna see what happens. In the future coming along, basically coming downstream, obviously we do have some great fights coming up here. We got Luke Rockhold. That's going to be actually coming your way here. And he's fighting up against kind of an unknown to a lot of UFC guys, David Branch. David Branch is actually number 9 as of right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at his resume real quick. Platinum Perry's on this card too. I like Platinum Perry. I just like the way he talks, dude. He talks like he's like not from any type of rich neighborhood whatsoever. So we got, yeah. So he's beaten Krzysztof Jotko was his last big fight, won by split decision. Krzysztof Jotko's not a bad dude. Rich Antonio. Now, see, here's the thing is about it. He has literally fought one fight in the UFC. Yeah, he fought Rosamar Pomares. That was back in 2011. And then all of a sudden, boom, like he ended up back in the UFC, won one fight by split decision, and now he's going against the former world champion and Luke Rockhold. How this happened? Stay tuned. Yeah, I do not know. But David Branch is somehow going against the former world champion right now. Yeah, and so that's the crazy part about it. I don't know, like it's kind of weird to me to go ahead and think like he's done that. He's on an 11 fight winning streak though. He really is on an 11 fight winning streak. He just but when you look at this stuff, like it just doesn't add up to Luke Rockhold's resume whatsoever. Luke Rockhold's been like a total in total beast mode for a very long time, and so I don't get it at all. Let me see. They got Chris Wyman. I mean, beat up on Chris Wyman, knocked him out in round 4. I mean, when you look at Michael Bisping and that loss, that was just for him being totally overconfident. Beat up Leona Machida, and he subbed a black belt out of Lyoto Machida, subbed him in the second round like it was like he just made him look like a biatch. And then you go against he before that he had a round two submission over Luke Rockhold. I mean over Michael Bisping. He submitted himself. No, but he basically beat Michael Bisping round two submission. Before that, went over Tim Bolsh in round one submission. Before that, Casa Philippou got that tail whipped round one KO. So I look at these things. I look at the fruition of all of this, and to me, it's like the beat down of Lyoto Machida is what led to this potential title shot. That was April 2015, and they said, let's put this shit together. Okay, because it was such a vicious beatdown. And he did it, man. You know what I'm saying? Beating up on Chris Weidman, who at that point was looking totally invincible. That's what really gave him his shot. And so that's the biggest thing about it. Like, he beat Chris Weidman when Chris Weidman was thought to be unstoppable. Um, Especially when Chris Weidman was coming off that big ass knockout over Anderson Silva. Chris Weidman was just looking stupid good. Okay, and like how could anyone beat this dude? All right, and that's the thing is about it. He brought Kryptonite into the ring with him that night, and that was the great thing about it. I would not want to fight a gamed up Luke Rockhold that like has something to prove, and that's what David Branch is going to be fighting. Crazy but true. Crazy but true. Um, let's look at some other fights on the card. And so, just going in, I think it's gonna be a pretty delicious looking card. Just because, when I take a gander in this one, we already talked about, um, what's his name on the card. Oh, 1 second here. Come on, yeah. So they already got they got Platinum Perry on there versus Diego Alves. You know what? Diego Alves takes too many long ass breaks. I want him to fight more consistently. All right. So, but that's a great thing. Yeah, Diego Alves is back, dude. This is gonna be a pretty good fight. I love Diego Alves. Mike Perry, man, he's an up and comer, 10-1 as of right now. This is gonna be a fucking epic matchup right here, man. I love watching Mike Perry fight. Mike Perry is very tough, man. He's only lost to one dude as of right now. Lost to a model, just got hit the wrong way. So I mean, we'll see exactly what happens with that one. Then we got Hector back on the scene, man. Hector Lombard, 34-7, man. This guy's been fighting forever. Neil Magny has a notable victory over Hector Lombard. That's how good Neil Magny was. And so that's the thing is I'm telling you guys, Rafael Dos Anjos is a beast. So he's going against Anthony Smith. Now, gosh, I mean, this at 185 pounds. We're going to see exactly what happens on this one. That's going to be a pretty big fucking fight, a pretty good fight. So, Gregor Gillespie, man. Gregor Gillespie is a fucking monster, dude. Greg Gillespie, if you guys don't know, was a NCAA national champion from the University of Edinburgh in wrestling. He is just a vicious athlete. Ferocious a ferocious athlete. Greg Gillespie, he won it his freshman year, I believe, and nationals. Won as a freshman, four-time Division I All-American in wrestling. Stupid good, stupid quick, has all types of retarded ability. He really is the best wrestler in the UFC right now. Um, I would love to see him continue to fucking dominate. And, like, I'm glad that he's in, and I'm glad he's got that 9-0 record right now. I hope that he just continues to dominate. I am one of his biggest fans. He's going against a contender in Jason Gonzalez, 11-3. But I don't know. Let me look at Jason Gonzalez record here. Jason Gonzalez is going to be taller. He's coming in with a 74-inch reach advantage. He's also 6'2", 6'2", 155 pounds, which is kind of weird when you think about it. But he has he lost to Drew Dober. Drew Dober's a cool cat. Well, beat JC Contrell. He's got Jason Gonzalez coming up next, of course. So here's the thing: this guy's totally beatable. Like Dober got rid of him in the first. We got it looks like he's getting better because he actually went against JC Cottrell and got a round one submission, but he really hasn't fought anybody like this, like literally. And so this is not going to be. I just don't think this is going to be the best decision for him. Um, we'll see exactly what happens with this, but it's not going to go his way. So that's my take. Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman. The Nigerian Nightmare is back at 170 pounds. Love watching that guy fight. He's fighting Sergio Moraes, the Panther. This is on UFC Fight Night, September 16, 2017. Rockhold versus Branch. Okay. If I look at Kamaru Usman's card, let me see. Just his victories versus losses. He's been on a pretty consistent winning streak since winning the Ultimate Fighter in July 12th of 2015. Beat Leon Edwards after that. Beat Alexander Yakovlev. Beat Beat Worley Alvarez. He beat Sean Strickland, and now he's here. And so like this is gonna be a ferocious fight. Um, I Kamaru Usman is another. He's quite the beast indeed. And so we're gonna see exactly what happens with that. I have also is this dude at heavyweight inside this main event category. This is gonna be retarded because Justin Ledet versus Zhu Anyawu. Dude, I can't wait to see this because this Zhu Anyawu dude looks really fucking weird at heavyweight. He just like looks like a big old pillow. But at the same time, though, I bet he can hit really hard though with them titties. Yeah, he's got some big old titties. All right, so here's the good thing about it. Pretty good undercard too for the prelims because we got Aubin-Mercier is going to be fighting Tony Martin. That's a 10-2 opponent. Aubin-Mercier versus Tony Martin, 12-3. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and take it down here to oh man, Uriah Hall's on this card, number 14 as of right now, 13-8 versus Christoph Jocko. That's going to be a great fight. It's right there. Christoph Jocko is 19-2. And so that's going to be a great fight. I think this is pretty much time for Uriah Hall to prove himself. And so yeah, we're gonna see some really good shit. And so I'm ready for this. I hope that you guys are as well. And basically, this is FightCast. I'm going to be going and doing some broadcasting here every week, guys. There. Sorry for the shortage. Basically, and video's been real busy going ahead and getting this money. But go ahead and definitely go and subscribe and like if you like what you see today. And then all my other prior videos here. Do a lot of workouts, food, cooking. I pretty much do everything on this channel. Pretty fucking epic. But anyways, yes, another episode of UFC Fight Night here. Another episode of FightCast in the books. We'll see you guys later when we'll go ahead and talk about some upcoming events. Next up and coming, guys, just to let you know here, it's going to go ahead and be Shogun versus St. Preux. And also tune in for UFC 216 Ferguson versus Lee. Okay, that's going to be awesome there. Tony Ferguson versus Kevin Lee. A lot of shit talking on behind these guys. Kevin Lee is on a big old streak right now. He's trying to go and boost himself. And so Tony Ferguson is trying to put him out of his misery. We'll see exactly what happens with this, but this should be a pretty good showdown. So, but definitely willing to see you guys again soon. And yeah, take it easy, San Diego. We'll see you guys later.